First opened in 2002. There's a look. Both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Ready. Blue lady.
55. Hey, eat. Hey, they're scared. They're scared. Check 99. Check 99.
A first carry now. This is Johnson. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, second and 3.
Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3.
Green, triple team. Let's go, let's convert. Let's convert.
Here's Winston. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Owens. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving.
Black 22.
59, Mike the 59. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
A first down carry here for Johnson. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. On the stop, Breeland Speaks. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10.
Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. Check. Crunch.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. And he will find his man on the outside. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. From the gun, Winston. Going right side here, and that's complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 41-yard line. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
That throw into the arms of Allen. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Key tight end.
They'll throw again. Winston. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork. to increase his accuracy.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over at their own 20-yard line.
Ready?
54, right there. 54, Mike. Target. Big edge.
Greystone, travel.
They'll run on first down. Vaughn. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Credit to tackle that time to Deshaun Hand.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Go!
Now this time he'll look to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he's stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Looking for Gronkowski, and he's got him complete. It's an 8-yard pickup and lead. Let's do a new set of downs.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Minnesota.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Ready,
the last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I'm coming, baby. Woo!
Get it.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Here we go, here we go. 90 Wolf.
Just like that. Just like that.
Hit it.
They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
Yeah, baby.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
24-yard play.
Come on,
Following
set.
the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Watch the slap.
Go.
2nd and 6. It's complete to Hopkins. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Okay, baby, I see you.
A 3-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd down.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
Ready, ready.
They'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And he is all the way up past the 25. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the 29, Winston. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 7.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Come to my world.
On 3rd down, Winston. He's got his man, T.J. Hawkinson. No score after 1 on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
I can't believe they even let you play.
Running from the gun, Johnson. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And here we go.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hawkinson. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's Luke Kuechly with a sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted. Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Here we go. Hey, let him go.
Jameis to throw it. Over the middle, that's caught by Owens. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 26.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Winston now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Hill. And his first carry, he loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Ready. White 25.
59. Let's go.
Let him go.
On 2nd down, it's Johnson. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. A first down throw for Winston. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. From 10 yards out, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
That's fielded in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Ready.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Minnesota.
Ready, ready.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
22 jet bombers, 22 jet bombers. Deep river.
He'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of.
Indy. Check. Hey, seam 6. Seam.
They'll look to throw here. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 43.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Telvin Smith, able to get a hand on it there.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. So second down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43. On second down, here's a run with Mack. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Vikings on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. He'll look to throw. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, I was watching him in warm-ups, and he hit a 62-yarder that hit the crossbar and went over. This one a little bit inside of that, but not enough leg.
And the difference is what?
Well, your live conditions, right?
Live conditions, game conditions are a whole lot different than practice, where you just pop it up there, no rush, no pressure. I think maybe that takes a couple yards away from you when you have to do it when it's real.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining.
Boom! I see you, boy. I see you.
Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
64. Wait. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. We got jump.
Here we go. Even. Wait, triple C.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Winston. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Big stop. Let's go.
Winston on 3rd and 2. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Here we go.
Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, P.I. gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
Ready. Flag. What is that?
All day, dog. Tighten up. Tighten up. Tighten
Hey,
up.
stop. Ready to go.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. Johnson, it's poked free. Football's out. And this belongs to the Vikings.
We're going to shut you
Often
down.
on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Right here. Watch tight end. Four down.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Into the hands of his running back, Marlon Mack. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Space to maneuver at the 40. He hits Gronkowski on the out route. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
High 7.
94 is the mic. 94 is the mic. Watch.
Go.
They're going to look to throw. Open man, Gronkowski complete. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally.
Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Curtis Samuel, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. Couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And the defense obviously expecting run as well as they're going to shut that one down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
The 25-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, exit.
2nd and 9 now. And he rifles one incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case,
nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Lions will take over.
40-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Jameis now 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's first and 10. Winston now from the 50. Complete. It's Johnson. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll bring up a second down.
Is that not the very definition of a tough yard gain?
Now, is that one where as the receiver you go to your quarterback and say, why'd you even throw that?
Yeah, I think you do, and I think you wonder what type of a route are you going to send me on that only 1 yard is going to be the result? If I'm going to go in there and take contact, let's go and get something out of it, not just 1 yard.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because...
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big pickup of 38.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about it. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 6, and it's a second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Winston. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So their woes on offense continue. That's the second pick thrown here in the third quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He finds Hopkins complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. This quarterback now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 48, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Following the interception, Winston. Over the middle, complete. That's Lamb. And down inside the 15 he goes. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves a chains. Winston now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Winston. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go.
And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, Vikings. DeAndre Hopkins, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 21-7.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Mike's ready.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. That throw into the arms of Allen. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position, because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Here's Winston. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 29-yard line.
Ready. Black 22.
We got to get the ball, D.
Wait. Let's go.
1st down, Winston. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
I got you, punk. Mike, 55.
Jameis again.
Wild Bill.
That's going to be caught. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Sammy Watkins, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Ready.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
And all the way down to the 29.
Come on, fellas.
It's a big one there for the Vikings. 46 yards.
46 yards on the play. 1st down, Vikings.
Back now at Ford Field. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
On the ball. On the ball. 5.
This is Mack on the counter. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock. Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
He'll drop to throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Curtis Samuel with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think.
And he coughed it up, and the Vikings pick up the football. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the 4th. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
Ready.
On 1st down, Mack. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
They try to run on 1st down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 23-yard line.
Mack off the draw play. Oh, and Mack has the ball stripped, and the Lions have recovered.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know. Defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5. Now a 1st down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
2nd down.
2nd down.
At the 21-yard line.
Let's get it. 2nd down. 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 2nd do
Okay. Break.
56 is the mic. Hey, here I come.
On second down now, it's Mack. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Here we go. 60 outlaw.
56. So don't say nothing. Check 37.
Now.
They'll try and run for this with Mack. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down.
Get it.
Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
And it's third down.
The Vikings on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
A 28-yard attempt.
The kick by Carlson is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some time.
And Winston lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Vikings pick up the football. And some room to work. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing. Because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Now Johnson. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This would be a critical call.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. First and 10 at the 45. Now a first carry for their fullback. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
Black 25.
At the 46-yard line. Today's final score.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Vikings, the win form is number 6 on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.